More than 70% of gas in the US doesn't have enough detergents to protect your engine. That's why so many cars break down early. So today, we're counting down 13 gas brands you should never trust, and the 7 that actually protect your engine. Stay with me. The last one on the bad list destroyed engines in a single tank. Number 13, Wawa and Sheets. Wawa and Sheets are the stations everyone swears by. Great food, clean bathrooms, friendly staff, it all feels safe. And that's why this one catches people off guard. These chains used to carry top-tier fuel and then quietly stopped. No signs came down. No new warnings went up. One day, your engine was protected. The next day, it wasn't. When a brand drops top tier, detergent levels usually drop as well. Not to zero, but to the cheapest legal minimum. And modern engines hate that. That's when carbon starts sticking to valves and injectors like burnt cheese on a pan. You don't notice it at first. Then you start wondering why the idle feels rough, the mileage drops, and the car suddenly slows down. Ask any mechanic. Cars that live on Wawa or Sheets fuel often show up with engines that look much older than their mileage suggests. Let's talk about another place that looks harmless. Number 12, Safeway Gasoline. Have you ever walked out of a grocery store feeling like you just hacked life? Bags in one hand, cheap gas waiting outside, and you're thinking, I'm winning today. Well, not exactly. That convenience is the moment your engine starts writing a complaint letter. Safeway fuel isn't top tier, and that alone explains a lot of sad-looking spark plugs. Modern engines need strong detergents to fight carbon. Safeway doesn't bring enough to the fight. The result? Valves that stick, injectors that clog, and a throttle response that feels like your car needs a nap. Most drivers don't blame the gas for it. They blame the mileage, the weather, the car's age, anything but the fuel. Truth is, weak detergents lead to rapid buildup, and rapid buildup means expensive repairs. Safeway saves you a few coins at the pump, but quietly charges interest under the hood. The next stop is where quick snacks and quick regrets often go hand in hand. Number 11, 7-Eleven gas. You know that feeling when you're in a hurry, you spot a 7-Eleven, and you think, perfect, I'll top up and grab a snack. Easy decision until your engine starts voting against it. The problem isn't the branding, it's the fuel behind the sign. 7-Eleven doesn't control its supply the way major fuel brands do. Most locations buy whatever blend is cheapest that week. One station might pump decent fuel. The next one could be selling a science experiment. That inconsistency shows up fast. Engines start idling rough. Mileage drops. You hear knocking on hills. And sometimes the issue is simple contamination. Too much ethanol, water in the tank, or sediment stirred up after deliveries. Some stations were even shut down for off-spec fuel, which kills confidence fast. So yes, 7-Eleven is convenient, but your engine shouldn't have to gamble every time you stop for a drink. Before your engine gambles again, let's look at another place drivers trust a little too easily. Number 10, Sam's Club Gasoline. Here's the funny thing about warehouse gas. It looks organized, but the fuel behind the pump can be all over the place. And that's the real issue with Sam's Club. Inconsistency. Sam's Club pulls fuel from different suppliers depending on location and week. So you might fill up with a decent blend today and a weak detergent mix next month. That swings your engine's behavior without warning. Drivers report rough idle, hesitation, and cold start trouble after repeated fill-ups. Moisture contamination also pops up more here because high-volume tanks get stirred during refills. The bigger problem? Sam's Club is not top-tier certified. That means fewer detergents protecting injectors, valves, and combustion chambers over the long haul. So cheap gas isn't the villain here. The real trouble is the fuel that changes every time you buy it. That inconsistency is bad enough, but the next brand takes it even further. Number 9, Circle K. You've probably pulled into one of these bright red stations thinking, big brand must be safe. But the fuel story behind that logo is a lot messier. They don't refine their own gas. They buy whatever blend is cheapest that week, which means your engine ends up dealing with wildly different quality every time you fill up. I've scoped engines that lived on Circle K fuel, pistons coated in thick carbon, injectors sticky enough to fail early, valves dark and crusty like they've been dipped in burnt syrup. That's what weak detergent levels leave behind. And the real trouble? It's not just mechanics saying it. In 2020, inspectors in South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia fined multiple Circle K stations for water-contaminated fuel that stranded drivers on the spot. Some repair bills hit $3,400 after pumps and injectors were wrecked. So yeah, bright signs on the outside, but what comes out of the nozzle? If that didn't shake your trust in big brands, wait until you hear about the next one. Number 8. Murphy USA Walmart Gas. Murphy USA sits outside thousands of Walmart stores, so it feels quick and harmless. But convenience doesn't always mean quality. This brand has a history of fuel problems that keep showing up in shops like mine. Murphy isn't top tier, so detergents sit right at the legal minimum. Modern engines need stronger cleaning agents, especially direct injection setups. When they don't get them, you see the warning signs fast: rough idle, hesitation under load, or plugs turning black long before they should. And then there are the scandals. In 2018, multiple Murphy stations in Texas and Louisiana came under investigation after drivers reported stalling right after filling up. Inspectors later found contamination in the fuel, including excess water and off-spec ethanol. Mechanics also report inconsistent blends from station to station, which can throw off fuel trims and lead to misfires. If you're learning something new, subscribe for more guides. Okay, let's continue. Number 7. Speedway. Speedway looks clean, bright, and trustworthy. Big signs, busy pumps, everything feels official. But looks don't tell you what's inside the tanks, and that's where Speedway starts slipping. Their fuel comes from a mix of local suppliers, so the formula isn't the same from one station to the next. I've seen engines that ran on Speedway for years, and the pattern never changes. Heavy carbon on the valves, sluggish throttle, fuel economy dropping like a stone. When we test the fuel, the detergent levels are often on the low end, which is exactly how carbon sneaks in and builds up quickly. And here's the part people forget. In 2020, several Speedway stations faced complaints after selling water-contaminated fuel following heavy rain. Drivers filled up, drove a mile, and their cars began coughing like they had the flu. So while Speedway looks polished on the outside, the story inside the tank tells a very different truth. And it gets worse from here. Let's keep going. Number 6. Love's Travel Stops. Love's is the place you pull into when your legs are stiff and your coffee tastes like punishment. It's the comfort stop of America. But the fuel? That's where things get messy. I've had customers fill up at Love's before a long haul and break down halfway through the trip. We drained their tanks and the fuel looked cloudy, with visible sediment swirling at the bottom. That's water and dirt. No mystery there. And it's not just my shop seeing it. In 2022, drivers in Oklahoma and Missouri filed complaints after their cars stalled right after filling up at Love's. Inspectors even found microbial growth in some underground tanks. It's basically tank slime, and it clogs filters like glue. Love's isn't top tier either. So even on a clean day, the detergent levels are bare minimum. It's great for stretching your legs, but not always great for the engine. Love's is bad enough, but the next brand has a history that makes mechanics cringe. Number 5. Arco, West Coast. You see the low price on the Arco sign and think, nice, I'm saving money today. But on the West Coast, that discount often comes with a hidden bill. Arco has never been top-tier certified, and independent tests show why. Their detergent levels usually hover just above the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, minimum, a standard set in 1995. Modern engines need stronger detergents, especially direct injection ones that build up carbon quickly. I've had cars come into my shop after running Arco for years. Intake valves coated thick, injectors dark and gummy, fuel trims bouncing all over the place. One Subaru Forester we tested used high sulfur fuel, which irritated the sensors and caused a rough idle. Fuel labs on the West Coast have found Arco samples with up to 18% more sulfur than top-tier brands. That extra sulfur wears out O2 sensors and catalytic converters early. Repairs that start around $1,000 and climb fast. What comes after proves that even familiar names can let you down. Number 4, Amokco, modern BP regular grade. This one surprises a lot of people. The Amokco name feels classic, like the fuel your parents trusted on long road trips. But the modern version isn't that same premium blend. Today, Amokco is basically BP's regular grade fuel with a nicer label, and the problem shows up inside your engine. Its detergent package is weaker than top-tier brands like Shell or Chevron, and that matters. Direct injection engines running on this fuel often show carbon buildup as early as 60,000 to 80,000 miles. I've seen cars lose power, idle rough, and burn more fuel simply because their valves were coated in thick deposits. There's also the tank issue. Some Amokco locations still use older underground tanks. Even tiny moisture leaks can lead to pump wear, injector corrosion, and unstable combustion over time. And unlike true top-tier brands, Amokco isn't consistently certified across all stations. Amokco may have been a wake-up call, but what comes after it hits even harder. Number 3, Pilot Flying J. Most drivers know Pilot Flying J as the biggest truck stop chain in the country. What many don't know is the history behind the fuel coming out of those pumps. Back in 2013, Pilot Flying J was hit with one of the biggest rebate scandals in the industry. The FBI raided their headquarters, and the company later admitted to cheating trucking companies out of fuel rebates. They paid over $92 million in penalties and settlements. But the trouble didn't stop with paperwork. Drivers still report fuel quality issues today. I've had customers return from long trips saying their truck started knocking or losing power right after filling up at Pilot. In several cases, the fuel we tested showed high water content or heavy sediment, a sign of aging or poorly maintained underground tanks. Pilot isn't top tier, so detergents sit at the legal minimum, meaning faster carbon buildup and quicker injector wear. The next brand shows that reputation alone can be dangerously misleading. Number 2, Sunoco, regular grade. This one stings a little because Sunoco is tied to racing glory. The National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, NASCAR, uses its high-octane blends, so drivers assume the pump gas is just as clean. But the racing fuel and the regular unleaded are two completely different worlds. The problem isn't the brand name, it's the base grade formula. Sunoco's regular gas has been flagged multiple times for weak detergent levels. Consumer tests showed higher deposit formation than most major brands. Several stations even failed state inspections for off-spec ethanol blends and water contamination. And in 2016, the EPA fined Sunoco after inspectors found multiple locations selling fuel that didn't meet clean air standards. Engines running exclusively on Sunoco's regular grade build carbon fast. You feel it as sluggish throttle, rough idle, or that little knock on acceleration. The racing reputation is solid, but the regular gas simply doesn't give your engine what it needs. Get ready for the next brand that crosses a line most drivers don't even realize. Number 1, criminal or waste fuel blenders. Most drivers worry about cheap gas, but nothing prepares you for the companies that turned hazardous waste into fuel and sold it to the public. EPA investigators discovered that operations like Lamb Fuels were mixing used motor oil, industrial solvents, chemical runoff, and waste liquids into gasoline. That toxic blend was then pumped directly into underground tanks and sold to drivers. Engines didn't just run rough, they shut down completely. One family's SUV stalled after 31 miles, and the teardown showed injectors melted and cylinders scored beyond repair. The shop quoted over $7,000 for a full replacement, and they were far from alone. EPA case files describe filters packed with sludge and catalytic converters destroyed after just one tank. Some fuel samples were so contaminated that they separated into layers inside the test beaker. This isn't bad gas. It's criminal fuel tampering that can obliterate an engine in one tank. Enough of the nightmare fuel. Let's talk about the gasoline brands that do the opposite. Top 7 gasoline brands that protect your engine. Number 7, Quick Trip. You know that feeling when you fill up and your engine instantly runs smoother? That's why I love Quick Trip. QT isn't just better than the bad brands. It actually earns its place on the good list. Their gas is top-tier certified, which means the detergent package isn't a little stronger. It's about 300% higher than the EPA minimum. That extra cleaning power scrubs carbon before it turns into rough idle, lazy throttle, or that annoying morning crank. And QT puts its money where its mouth is. Every gallon comes with a quality guarantee. If their fuel is ever proven to cause a problem, they pay for the repairs. You don't see bargain stations offering that. They also give you solid options. 87, 88, premium, even no ethanol at some stations. Clean engines, fewer problems, and a company that stands behind its fuel. That's why Quick Trip makes this list. If you like consistency, wait until you see what comes next. Number 6, Phillips 66/76/Conoco. Most drivers don't realize these 3 brands are actually part of the same family. Phillips 66 owns all of them, and they all use the same high-quality fuel blend. So, no matter which logo is on the sign, you're getting the same consistent formula inside the pump. And yes, every one of them is top-tier certified. Their detergent package is serious business. You're getting 3 times the EPA minimum plus 30% more cleaning power than top tier requires. That extra detergency keeps carbon from sticking, protects injectors, and helps your engine stay strong as the miles stack up. The best part is the reliability. Whether it's a Phillips 66 in the Midwest, a Conoco in the Plains, or a 76 station on the West Coast, the fuel quality doesn't change. Same detergents, same performance, same clean running engine. Consistency like that makes a difference every time you fill up. Let's talk about the one place drivers love for premium quality at bargain prices. Number 5, Costco Gasoline, Kirkland's signature. Costco has a simple rule. If their name is on it, it better over-deliver. And their gasoline does exactly that. Kirkland's signature fuel isn't just good for the price. It's top-tier certified, loaded with a detergent package that's 5 times higher than the EPA minimum. That's not a small boost. That's heavy-duty cleaning power that keeps injectors sharp and intake valves spotless. You get the right octane every time, 87 for regular and 91 for premium. Both blends help control combustion, so your engine doesn't knock or strain under load. What I like most is how the fuel behaves over time. Engines that stick with Costco often get their pep back. You'll feel it in the smoother, idle, sharper throttle response and a small but real bump in fuel economy. And yes, the quality is real. Costco buys from major refineries, then adds its own detergent formula. Our next stop focuses on maximum power and top-tier protection right out of the pump. Number 4, BP/Amokco Ultimate. Some fuels claim to clean your engine. Amokco Ultimate actually shows it. This is BP's top premium blend, built on 2 strengths, high octane and their strongest Invigorate detergent package. In the US, it comes in at 91 or 93 octane, which helps your engine resist knock and make smoother power. In the UK and Australia, Ultimate jumps to 97 to 98 RON, which is true performance-grade fuel. That higher octane lets engines run cleaner and more efficient under load. The Invigorate additive is the real star. It's designed to remove carbon from valves and injectors and keep new deposits from forming. Drivers who switch often notice quicker throttle response and smoother acceleration. After a few tanks, many also see a small bump in fuel economy. BP even backs the quality with a repair guarantee if their fuel causes damage. If your engine likes premium, this is premium done right. BP brings the power. The next brand keeps your engine younger. Number 3, Exxon Mobil Synergy. If you want fuel that actually does something for your engine, Synergy is one of the safest bets on the road. Exxon Mobil built this formula around one goal: keep the engine clean so it can run the way it was designed. And it works. Their tests show Synergy fuels can keep engines up to 3 times cleaner by stopping gunk from sticking to injectors and intake valves. The Supreme Plus blend takes it even further. The formula includes a friction reducer that cuts engine wear by around 30%, so the engine moves smoother, with far less metal-on-metal contact. That's extra protection you can feel in day-to-day driving. Whether you run 87, 89, or premium 91 to 93 octane, the additive package stays strong. It has far more cleaning agents than the federal minimum, and it helps bring back throttle response, power, and fuel economy over time. Synergy fuels don't just burn, they help your engine stay young. If Synergy is about staying clean, this next blend is about running fierce and flawless. Number 2, Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. This fuel does more than run your engine. It helps clean it while you drive. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus is a premium blend built for engines that work hard. In the US, it carries 93 octane. In places like Africa and Australia, it reaches 95 research octane number, RON. That gives strong knock resistance, which high compression engines need to stay healthy. Its detergents are tough, breaking down carbon on injectors and intake valves. That restores power and smooths out hesitation. You feel the difference within a few drives. It also protects metal parts from rust and corrosion, which is important because moisture and dirt can seep into any tank. Shell adds friction reducers too. These help pistons glide smoothly, making the engine feel smoother and run even cooler. Use it often to keep your engine running longer. Shell sets a high bar, but the next fuel is the one mechanics trust above. Number 1, Chevron with Techron. This is the fuel mechanics trust the most, and there's a good reason. Chevron with Techron doesn't just power your engine, it cleans it while you drive. The strength comes from its polyethyramine, PEA, formula, the same type of cleaner found in high-end fuel system treatments. PEA survives high heat and breaks down carbon on injectors, valves, and inside the combustion chamber. That means smoother starts, better throttle response, and power that doesn't fade with time. A cleaner engine also burns fuel more efficiently, so you get better mileage and fewer emissions without changing a thing. And here's what makes Chevron unique. Every grade gets the full Techron dose. Regular, mid-grade, and premium all carry the same cleaning strength. No weak blends, no shortcuts. Stick with it, and your engine will stay cleaner, run stronger, and hold on to that new car feel way longer. Now you know which fuels keep your engine alive, but there's one more piece drivers always miss. In the next video, I'll show you the simple secrets that make cars last forever. No breakdowns, no drama. Click the video on screen and see how long your car can really last.